Everyone, we are back from the break and we're here seated in front of Tim Sykes, who is a trader, teacher, and philanthropist who have created other millionaires around the globe. How are you doing?
I'm doing
Welcome
great.
to Dubai.
Thanks for having me.
I wanted to ask, first and foremost, how long have you been in the city for? And is this like your first time here?
I've been here for a week.
Okay.
It's like my third trip, but this is
Okay.
like my most extensive trip. And Dubai has grown so much in just the past few years. It's actually amazing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What brings you to Dubai? Just
Celebrating these students. They have a big milestone we needed to celebrate. So
I can't wait to get to that later.
Yeah.
We also have their two students. Sorry, what was your names again?
Huddy
Huddy
and Kyle.
and Kyle. Huddy and Kyle. Pronunciation might maybe a bit off for that one, but they're going to be joining us a little towards the end. But yeah, so I wanted to ask. Obviously, I've seen your interview with Steve Harvey, and I was surprised at the story that you told him about. Obviously, how much was the amount that was given to you by your parents that you flipped to a couple thousand?
yeah, so it was like roughly 12 grand, turned into nearly 2 million before I graduated college. So it was crazy.
Insane. Could
Yeah.
you tell everybody about that and how you got that head start? Basically,
Yeah, I mean, I was just trading thousands of stocks. So I would take night classes throughout college to trade during the day. And I'm just trading a lot of volatile, low price stocks, holding them for a few hours or a few days, trying to take advantage of the volatility, losing sometimes, but my gains were bigger than my losses and grew it pretty nicely.
Amazing. And now you obviously teach people.
Yeah.
What brought that upon? What made you want to go from, okay, I've made all this money now.
Yeah.
Like what led you to want to become a teacher?
I never had a teacher, so I knew how hard it was in the beginning. Even though I did well, I also lost a lot at one point. I lost over $500,000 just due to lack of discipline, due to lack of mentorship. So I said, you know what, let me try to teach, because most people who teach are full of crap. Frankly, I'm serious, right?
Okay.
Like most people in finance, like, oh, I can teach you to be a millionaire. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Why wouldn't you just do it? So most teachers are those who can't do. And I was like, well, I actually have done, and I think I can continue, but let me try to pass this down. So
What was your kind of, going back, what was your history with your finances? Like, I mean, it's hard to imagine. You were how old? 18 years old when you started teaching yourself about stocks, I guess?
yeah, I was 18, 19, kind of crazy 19-year-old, 20-year-old, 21-year-old, 22-year-old, way too much money, way too cocky, due for a fall.
Okay.
But now a lot of my students are like 18, 19, 20, 21. So
Because usually you'd have the 18, 19, 20-year-olds
Yeah.
who would have the money, but then it wouldn't be multiplied the way that you did, right? The
Yeah.
first thing you'd think of in that age range is, how fast can I spend this?
yeah, I mean, so I'm trying to teach like responsible trading techniques, even though like trading is very, speculative.
Yeah.
90% of traders lose. So I'm trying to keep them in the game, keep them trading responsibly. And frankly, we're all benefiting from a hot market over the past year.
Amazing. Okay, yeah. So going to that actually. So how do you think the pandemic has affected the market, obviously in any
Yeah.
way, shape, or form? How's that? Tell us more about
So
it.
a lot of people are at home. A lot of people are looking for new ways of generating income.
Right.
So the trading game has just exploded, especially with low price brokers or free brokers like Robinhood. So now everyone can trade. Also in America, we have a lot of stimulus checks being handed out. I don't recommend putting that into the market, but people do that. So you just have a lot of liquidity, and that just creates a lot of speculative bubbles.
Amazing. Okay, and on that note as well, obviously I feel like you've maybe seen the blow up on TikTok.
Yeah.
All these people that are going into stocks,
Yeah.
15, 16-year-olds
Yeah.
like who can't wait to turn
Yeah.
18, download Robinhood, and
Yeah.
what do you think of those? What do you think of that whole thing right
I mean,
now?
it comes with every bubble. Everyone thinks that it's going to be so easy, but it really never is. During the bubble, you learn actually a lot of the wrong lessons. Like you could have just bought Tesla and held. You could have just bought Bitcoin and held, and you think that you're a genius. But then when the bubble starts to pop or when it ends, everything changes. And then those people don't look so smart.
Interesting. And so what are the differences you think with actually going to train from somebody who's had the experience versus trying to learn on your own on the internet?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just more conservative. A lot of the times I sell too quickly. I cut losses very quickly. Rule number one is always cut losses quickly. So I have lots of small losses.
Right.
And if you're like a new trader or new investor, you're like, look at this guy. He has so many small losses. But I'm protecting against a giant loss. So the key is learning to be responsible. And this is tough when you're trading. Again, this is like a very degenerative industry with a lot of dangers. So I'm trying to, get my students through those pitfalls or potential pitfalls.
That's actually a really good advantage that you mentioned there, because I feel like it is very one-sided what you're seeing on the internet, where like you said, it's like, okay, this is easy, exactly. Hold on to your Bitcoin, leave it for. But I mean, there's still strategy with everything at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, I mean, everyone also likes to only talk about their winners. You don't show your losses. So for me, I show all my trades. Like, you can see all my trades over 20 plus years. I have a lot of losses, but they're small, they're contained. So I'm not embarrassed to show my losses because, again, my gains are bigger than my losses. So if you're real, you have an advantage. There's so many fakers and they just got lucky on one or two big plays. That's not exactly skill. That's going to lead to a downfall eventually.
Fair. Any personal struggles that you actually remember in terms of trading in the last 20 years?
Yeah, I mean, when I lost 500,000 plus, I was a hedge fund manager. It really wrecked me. I became like a heavy drinker. The press spread it everywhere. And it was a great lesson. It made me a more responsible trader and a better teacher. Because now I don't bet that big anymore. I won't have that same size risk like I used to. Yeah. So losses are not the end of the world if you can come back from them. And now, frankly, that was one of the best things ever for me.
That's incredible. I also really wanted to talk about, obviously, not all of this is amazing, everything that you've done for yourself and how you've helped train so many people to reach the level that they're at. But also you do a lot of really great things for humankind. I want you to talk about your philanthropic endeavors.
Yes.
That was really interesting.
So I donate all my trading profits to charity these days. I sold all my cars, donated the profits to charity. Like, I like to donate. So in just the past 3.5 years, my charity has donated $6.5 million now to building schools, helping animals. We did a documentary on coral reefs, documentary on rhino. We have a pretty good engagement. It's called Gala.
Gala, yes, guys.
Yeah, so we're trying to spread awareness, build schools everywhere. 75 schools built so far, but the goal is to build 1,000 plus.
So when did this kind of start? What brought you to CoStar?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been traveling all throughout this journey. I just love to travel, but there's only so many like luxury pools and pina coladas that you can have before you start saying, wait a minute, like what more is there? So I went to Bali a lot and started helping like the locals. They needed a lot of education. Started going to Cambodia. Going to third world countries really opens your mind. And when it's safe, I encourage everyone to do that. It gives you better perspective. You're so much more grateful for every little thing in the first world, and you see how far money can go. Like, I can build a school in Bali for $25,000, $35,000, changes the lives of hundreds of children. I mean, that's a good deal.
That's what I thought, oh my God, this is something that we really need to highlight, because you see a lot of people who do the same thing that you do, minus what you do for obviously for the animals, for the reef, for humans, and I think that's very, very admirable. So
thanks. I mean, you just find what like motivates you, right? Yeah. Like before, I used to just like to travel and I like luxury stuff, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I kind of got over that, and you have to find and like create new goals and new challenges for yourself.
Exactly, because people seem to think that like, okay, me making this much money would be the end goal, and I will attain some sort of happiness, inner joy. But
no, there's a lot of depressed, like wealthy people, and they're very confused. They're like, I got everything right. I got wealthy. Why am I still not happy? Yeah. Because it's not just about the money. What are you doing with that money? You know, if you're just spending it on ridiculous toys, like that's not going to fulfill you. Right. Frankly, I love my toys in the beginning. It was my childhood dream to buy all these cars, but eventually they got old. They lost their adrenaline rush. Now I get a great rush when I visit a new community with a new school and thinking about how these children now have an opportunity in life.
And how beautiful that rush is.
Yeah.
So now you're
and they hug me. They always hug.
Beautiful.
It was like the cutest
Have you been to the Philippines?
Yeah. So we have 2 medical centers there, and I love the Philippines.
Amazing. Whereabouts?
All over the place, but Coron.
Coron. Oh, because I'm half Filipino.
Oh,
My
nice.
mom actually lives in Coron,
Cool.
Palawan. So
nice.
That's
so we were all over. So my partner on Karmagawa, it used to be the Timothy Sykes Foundation, but I changed the name. I don't need any more. I have enough ego. So we changed it to Karmagawa, and Gawa in the Tagalog language means to do or to make.
Oh,
so we're making good karma.
Karma, Gawa.
That's it. That's how it came through.
Oh.
My partner is Matabad, is Bad Boy on Instagram. He's from Manila. He grew up very impoverished, and now we're helping
the more
change
you know.
it. Yeah,
that's incredible. So so you work from all around the world. I saw you guys' picture. I think that you guys were included, right? In Burj Al Arab School, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the Burj Al Arab School.
They've got their laptops. They're living the life.
There's good Wi-Fi there too.
Amazing.
Very happy.
You know what? We love Dubai for that.
Yeah.
Never, without fail.
I'm loving Dubai's Wi-Fi. That should be that's a new company right there. Lovin Dubai Wi-Fi. Boom. We're creating things right
Do
here.
Etisalat, hit him up. Anyway,
100%.
so you obviously travel all around the world with just your laptop and your phone in hand, and you're able to work. I'm just gonna ask, what are the top 3 countries that you like to work from and why?
I love Dubai. I'm not gonna lie.
You have to say that.
No, but I really do. Like there's so much here. You know, it's like I wish I had more time. I'm gonna come back again. But I love Italy. I love Greece. I love South Africa. I love the Philippines. I love Japan. I love it all.
It's not a top 3
Did you say
thing,
3?
Yeah, I said 3. He's like, nope.
I think I multiplied it. I'm an overachiever.
I feel you on that. I feel you on that. But
I need good Wi-Fi. This is the thing, right? So like, I like going to Cambodia. I like building the schools. I like visiting, but I can't work from there.
Okay.
The Wi-Fi just isn't that great.
Yeah. So on that note, okay, other than Cambodia, what are the other places with really crap Wi-Fi?
Kenya's not that great. Guatemala's hit or miss. There's a lot of countries, but again, like they're trying to improve. Yeah. But Dubai, you guys nailed it.
Amazing. Okay, on that note as well, you've been here 3 times, Dubai. You just had Beit Mariam. Before they came in, they're like, okay, we had Beit Mariam, amazing.
My friend, the Hungry Tourist, recommended that, okay?
We just
ate everything.
Shout out
You should have the Hungry Tourist on, all about restaurants. He's the most knowledgeable. He's getting in tonight. I'll introduce you.
Yes,
he's amazing.
That. We'd love that. Yeah. But so what have you tried? Have you tried any local delicacies?
We haven't really had that much time. Like we have this crazy schedule. I'm celebrating with these guys. Huddy's barely awake just because, like, you know, we've been celebrating so hard. Look at him wearing his glasses. He thinks
you guys are about to see him in a bit.
Bono, you know, but like he's not. But like we've had this crazy schedule. This was our first kind of local cuisine, and it was amazing.
All right.
Saved the best for last. We were just like doing a lot of hotel food, but the Burj has amazing food too. So
the Burj, okay.
Yeah, French toast.
Haven't tried, but yeah, that's actually
French
I'm gonna
toast.
keep a note of that. The French toast.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. On that note, before I want to bring these 2 guys on, I wanted to know what was it you guys were celebrating? Tell everybody, kind of. Actually, no, let's have you on.
Yeah, have them brag about themselves.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Huddy with his shades, a mood.
What's up?
So introduce yourselves and how you came across him.
So what's up? I'm Mike Huddy. I was in college and his message really spoke to me back in college. He kind of did it himself and he was talking about traveling the world, you know, being free and being able to live that kind of lifestyle. And I had already worked for a job. I didn't really want to do that going forward. So I figured while in college, I might as well put all my time and effort into doing this. I forgot the second part of the question.
that was it. How'd you come across him? So what was it, through social media?
Yeah, a lot of it social media. Like Google really just, you know, found it was his message that he promoted that spoke to me. There were some other people online that I could have gone with, but the way that he talked about his efforts and how he presented himself, that spoke to me.
Yeah, because if you notice, there are a lot, right? Even today, like if I were to try to get into it, which she and I actually discuss a lot.
I just had my first female millionaire student too. More females should get into this.
Cut to me.
Yeah.
Hitting you up.
Mariana is 20 years old and she just became a millionaire just a few weeks ago.
Messages her, hey girl, you want to have lunch?
Right.
I'll introduce you guys.
My God,
I'll introduce you to everybody.
But
she's in New Hampshire.
Oh, okay.
In America.
Far. You can't introduce yourself.
Schedule the lunch.
But yes.
It'll be a long distance. It'll be a Zoom call.
Yeah.
But basically, you see a lot of these people on Instagram, and it's like, there's a bit of a feeling, didn't you get, when you're scrolling past these people, and you're like, who do I trust? Like, is it dodgy? Is it real, right?
Yeah.
Especially if you've had no previous knowledge of it.
Yeah.
So that's really
interesting.
interesting.
This is why I show every single trade, my gains, my losses, like
all transparent.
Yeah, like a big chapter in my book is all about the losses and the defeat, and you know how it really stunk, but it became very popular just talking about losses because people don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
I have a big enough ego. I can take it. I can take like the hits, like put a little snake on my, you know, profile. Who cares?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Really
give me the little L. Like, right? Yeah, I get these little
He's
L
ready
comments.
for it at this point.
Well, I get in fights with like rappers. They steal. I used to post like photos of cash, and like rappers, like they don't make that much money, so they would steal my cash photos. And I said, you know, poor rappers, I'll teach you to trade in the stock market. Then you won't have to be broke anymore. So.
The exposure, I love it.
So, and then like the rappers would come after me and like they would tell their friends to like attack me and I would get all the little L's in the snakes and then I got 300,000 followers. And I was like, thank you, broke rapper. You're useful
you
for
just
something.
did me a favor.
Yeah, you're
broke
useful
rapper.
for once in your life. It's amazing.
Oh my God.
Anybody can be useful no matter how broke you are.
That gives us hope. That gives us hope. But on to you. So how did you come across him?
I was in college as an engineering major, knowing I didn't want to be an engineer. But I didn't know what I wanted to switch to, and so I just kind of went on a little like self-discovery journey of like what industry I might get into, and I eventually found like the stock market, and there was a little like side like caution of like, don't go into penny stocks. They're sketchy. They're scary. So I just Google penny stocks, and like the first thing that comes up is
It
this
made
guy.
you want to get into it more.
Yeah, I was like, why?
Whoa,
Like, they'll tell you what to do.
It's
Yeah.
so dangerous.
And then Tim's like one of the first guys that came up, and of course at first, like you said, I was like, who's this guy? Why would he want to teach me? But then back to what Tim said, it's like there's so many videos, every trade's posted. You know, at some point after like a couple weeks, I was looking it all through. Like this, how can you be fake with so much stuff?
Exactly.
You know? And, so that's how
And
I
at the
signed
end of the day, everything in life is a risk, right? So
Yeah.
it's like, what an amazing risk you guys took
Yeah.
on, and
Right.
like, look at how it turned
But it's just
out.
good to be real. Like in an
Exactly.
industry full of fakes. Like that's my whole
Authenticity.
secret. I'm not the best trader. I'm not like amazing, but I show everything.
Yeah.
And I can, speed up a learning curve because I've been doing this for 20 plus years now.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So what are you guys celebrating now with these two lovely top
So
students?
each of these guys just passed $1 million in trading profits. He's
Amazing.
actually at 1.7 million. We didn't get a chance to celebrate just due to what's going on in the world. He's at 1.3 million.
Oh my god.
So it's good.
that's
It's a good
incredible.
start, yeah.
How do you guys feel?
It's great. It's like the financial freedom and knowing, as long as I don't do anything stupid, I'll be okay for the rest of my life.
And
Yeah.
wait, and like, how long did this whole process take? Like, how do you reach to this point?
in June this year, it'll be 5 years officially starting to learn. So 1.6.
But he
Slow
was
and
pre-
steady wins the race.
But he was prepared for the hot market. So we're
Yeah.
all benefiting from this hot market. Like
Yeah.
the first year he didn't make anything. You've been a student for how many years?
5 years.
5 years. So it's a process. Now with the hot market, they've been preparing through slow markets. So you just have to be prepared for the opportunity. And most people are unprepared. That's the problem. Most people are
Exactly.
starting now and they're like, okay, how do I get into this? But they didn't put in the 1, 2, 3, 4 years ahead of time.
Yeah.
So I'm always trying to get people educated immediately. Like if you ever have a question like, when should I start? Start learning now. Because you
Now.
don't know when the next hot market, the next bubble is going to be. And everyone's playing catch up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What are some of the qualities that you think these two lovely students of yours possess that kind of led them to the success and the amazing achievement that they were able to?
Yeah, they're both dedicated, very patient with their learning. Like I said, like they didn't do much or really anything for the first year. And most people want like quick money, right?
Because that's like maybe the learning years.
Yeah, exactly. Even 2 years, even 3 years. Like
Yeah.
you have to think of it like, okay, college, or like becoming a doctor,
Actually,
like you
yeah.
put it in a decade. You don't necessarily have to spend like 6 figures or a decade. I mean, I teach some pretty degenerate people and they still get it like within 5 or 6 years. So, but you still have to put in that time. Like you
All
can't
right.
do this in like 5 days or 5 weeks or even 5 months. There are a lot of nuances, and in the smallest details, that usually leads to the most success.
Incredible. Congrats to you both.
Thank you.
My final question
Yeah.
for you, Tim, would be, what's your advice to, like you said, all the people who are looking into obviously going into this?
Yeah, just be careful and don't expect like quick riches. Like we've had a hot market, so everyone's kind of spoiled right now, but that's not necessarily going to last. The most success that you'll have is over 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. So what can you do today, this week, this month to put yourself in a better position in the future? And that's how you have to think about it. It's tough because you have to sacrifice time right now and a lot of effort, but you set yourself up and then everything compounds. Knowledge compounds, profits compound, your expertise compounds over time. So by year 5, year 7, like you guys like looking back compared to the beginning, like it's like night and day.
Different world.
Because you have so many rules, so many examples of made trades, missed trades, wins, losses, and it's a whole education. You can't cheat the system.
It's really a
Everyone wants like
process.
real money right away without education, but you need education first.
That is so true. Thank you so
No,
much.
it's my
We've learned
pleasure.
so much,
Yeah.
and we can't wait for you to be back in Dubai and for you guys also.
For sure.
I hope you enjoy. You've got what, 1 day left?
That's about it. Yeah.
They've got a day left, so we bid you guys
We've got a
adieu.
crazy night planned.
Oh,
Yeah, a little bit.
I'll be watching your stories. But
Cool.
thank you so much, Tim. You guys, thank you for tuning in. We'll catch up with you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. Actually, not the same time. We started in the mornings, so today is a bit of a late one. So 9 a.m. every single day, 11 daily. Thank you. Bye bye.